Hello, my name is Pastor Kris Kollar. I'm the pastor of Pleasant Valley Lutheran Church near Malabar Farm and St. Paul Lutheran Church in Lucas, Ohio. Greetings. We are reading through the Bible with commentary. We have gone through 6 books of the Bible. We are into the book of Judges. So the Israelites have come out of Egypt into the promised land, have settled in their different spaces, and Moses is gone, Joshua is gone, and now we are into the period of the Judges. And the Judges start out great and get worse as they go, or at least get interesting. We're going to do 3 chapters today because chapters 4 and 5 kind of go together. So we're going to hopefully be able to do that in a reasonable amount of time. But actually, these are some of the fun stories in the Bible that we don't always hear, but let's take a look at them. So chapter 3. Now these are the nations that the Lord left to test all of those in Israel who had no experience of any war in Canaan. It was only that successive generations of Israelites might know war, to teach those who had no experience of it before. The 5 lords of the Philistines, and all of the Canaanites, and the Sidonians and the Hivites who lived on Mount Lebanon, from Mount Baal Hermon as far as Lebo-Hamath. They were for the testing of Israel, to know whether Israel would obey the commandments of the Lord, which he commanded their ancestors by Moses. So the Israelites lived among the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, which are the people that was Jerusalem. And they took their daughters as wives for themselves, and their own daughters they gave to their sons, and they worshipped their gods. So the problem with intermarriage is not so much that the racial purity, so much as if they start marrying into these other tribes, then they start worshiping the gods of the other tribes. Verse 7, the Israelites did what was evil in the sight of the Lord, forgetting the Lord their God and worshipping the Baals and the Asherahs. So Baal is a male god, Asherah is a female god. Therefore the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he sold them into the hand of King Cushan-Rishathaim of Aram-Naharaim. Oh, that's kind of fun to say. King Cushan-Rishathaim of Aram-Naharaim. And the Israelites served Cushan-Rishathaim 8 years. But when the Israelites cried out to the Lord raised up a deliverer for the Israelites who delivered them, Othniel, son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother. The Spirit of the Lord came upon him, and he judged Israel. And in this case, judge meant military. He went out to war, and the Lord gave him King Cushan-Rishathaim of Aram into his hand, and his hand prevailed over Cushan-Rishathaim. So the land had rest 40 years. Then Othniel, son of Kenaz, died. So 1 generation. Verse 12. Then the Israelites again did what was evil in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord strengthened King Eglon of Moab against Israel, because they had done what was evil in the sight of the Lord. In alliance with the Ammonites and the Amalekites, he went and defeated Israel, and they took possession of the city of palms. So the Israelites served King Eglon of Moab 18 years. Verse 15, but when the Israelites cried out to the Lord raised up for them a deliverer, Ehud, son of Gera the Benjaminite, a left-handed man. The Israelites sent tribute by him to King Eglon of Moab. Ehud made for himself a sword with 2 edges, a cubit in length, and he fastened it on his right thigh under his clothes. So a cubit is about the length of a man's forearm, so about 1.5 feet, give or take. And so they have to pay tribute to King Eglon, so they're sending Ehud to take the tribute to see the king, and he is left-handed, so he's putting the sword on his right side because we reach across to grab the sword. So fastened it on his right thigh under his clothes. Verse 17. Then he presented the tribute to King Eglon of Moab. Now Eglon was a very fat man. When Ehud had finished presenting the tribute, he sent the people who carried the tribute on their way. So he's not there by himself. He's got other people with him that are carrying in all these gifts. But he himself turned back at the sculptured stones near Gilgal and said, I have a secret message for you, O king. So the king said, Silence, and all his attendants went out from his presence. Ehud came to him, while he was sitting alone in his cool roof chamber and said, "I have a message from God for you." So he rose from his seat. Then Ehud reached with his left hand, took the sword from his right thigh, and thrust it into Eglon's belly. The hilt also went in after the blade, and the fat closed over the blade, for he did not draw the sword out of his belly. And the dirt came out. Footnote, what is that? They're not sure what that means, and the dirt came out. So maybe it means he pooped himself, because later on they think that that's what's going on. So, but something came out. The dirt came out. Then Ehud went out into the vestibule and closed the doors of the roof chamber on him and locked them. Verse 24, after he had gone, the servants came. When they saw that the doors of the roof chamber were locked, they thought he must be relieving himself. And then the actual expression for that is covering his feet. A euphemism, as relieving himself is also kind of a euphemism. We use sometimes nicer words, so he must be covering his feet. Well, he must be relieving himself in the cool chamber. So they waited until they were embarrassed. When he still did not open the doors of the roof chamber, they took the key and opened them. There was their lord lying dead on the floor. Ehud escaped while they delayed, and passed beyond the sculptured stones, and escaped to Seraiah. When he arrived, he sounded the trumpet in the hill country of Ephraim, and the Israelites went down with him from the hill country, having him at their head. He said to them, "Follow after me, for the Lord has given your enemies, the Moabites, into your hand." So they went down after him, and seized the fords of the Jordan against the Moabites, and allowed no one to cross over. At that time they killed about 10,000 of the Moabites, all strong, able-bodied men. No one escaped. So Moab was subdued that day under the hand of Israel, and the land had rest for 80 years. And then a very short one, Shamgar, verse 31. After him came Shamgar, son of Anath, who killed 600 of the Philistines with an ox goad. He too delivered Israel. I don't know what an ox goad is, and I don't know that they have a footnote about it either. I don't see one. I should have looked that up before I did the reading. Where's my... I think I've heard, isn't that the one with the jaw of a donkey? But I don't think so. Let's look up ox goad, which I should have done before I called. Oh, a pointed long stick, typically with a metal tip, used by farmers to goad the oxen, to guide and prod oxen pulling a plow or a cart. The pointed end is used to encourage the animals forward. A flat metal end could also be used to scrape mud off of the plow. So a big pointy stick used for poking at oxen is what he used to kill 600 of the Philistines. So that's Shamgar. Chapter 4. Deborah and Barak. The Israelites again did what was evil in the sight of the Lord after Ehud died. So the Lord sold them into the hand of King Jabin of Canaan, who reigned in Hazor. The commander of his army was Sisera, who lived in Harosheth-Goyim. Then the Israelites cried out to the Lord for help, for he had 900 chariots of iron, and had oppressed the Israelites cruelly 20 years. At that time Deborah, a prophetess, wife of Lapidoth, was judging Israel. She used to sit under the palm of Deborah between Ramah and Bethel in the hill country of Ephraim, and the Israelites came up to her for judgment. So I have to say that I have had this channel now for a few months, and the vast majority of the comments that we have received have been from random people saying, "You can't be a pastor because you're a girl." All of the other comments are from my sister, but except for my sister's comments from my sister, we have had random people come on and say, "You can't be a pastor because you're female." And yet here is Deborah, who is the judge of Israel. And she sent and summoned Barak, son of Abinoam, from Kedesh and Naphtali, and said to him, "The Lord, the God of Israel, commands you, go take position on Mount Tabor, bringing 10,000 from the tribe of Naphtali and the tribe of Zebulun. I will draw out Sisera, the general of Jabin's army, to meet you by the Wadi Kishon with his chariots and his troops, and I will give them into your hand. Deborah is not going to draw them. The Lord is going to draw them, and the Lord is saying this, and Deborah is relaying what God has said. So you need to go do this, and the Lord will draw them out and give them into your hand. Barak said to her, If you will go with me, I will go. But if you will not go with me, I will not go. And she said, I will surely go with you. Nevertheless, the road on which you are going will not lead to your glory, for the Lord will sell Sisera into the hand of a woman. Then Deborah got up and went with Barak to Kedesh. Barak summoned Zebulun and Naphtali to Kedesh, and 10,000 warriors went up behind him, and Deborah went up with him. Verse 11, Now Heber the Kenite had separated from the other Kenites, that is, the descendants of Hobab, the father-in-law of Moses, and had encamped as far away as Elanbezananim, which is near Kedesh. So he's a Kenite, and the Kenites, Hobab, the father-in-law, was Moses' father-in-law Jethro or Reuel? Here it's Hobab. Language changes for whatever reason he's referred to as Hobab. But the Kenites were the people that they were closely related, but they weren't Israelites. They were a separate group. But this guy, Heber, had separated himself from the other people of the Kenites. So we're like, okay, there's getting to be a lot of people. There's Deborah the prophetess, Barak, who God is saying, go fight, Sisera, who is the commander of the army of the king Jabin, and now we have another guy, Heber, who is this Kenite guy who's separated himself from the other Kenites. And he had camped as far away as Elanbezananim, which is near Kedesh. Verse 12. When Sisera was told that Barak son of Abinoam had gone up to Mount Tabor, Sisera called out all his chariots, 900 chariots of iron, and all the troops that were with him, from Harosheth-Hagoyim to the Wadi Kishon. Then Deborah said to Barak, Up, for this is the day on which the Lord has given Sisera into your hand. The Lord is indeed going out before you. So Barak went down from Mount Tabor with 10,000 warriors following him. And the Lord threw Sisera and all his chariots and all his army into a panic before Barak. Sisera got down from his chariot and fled away on foot, while Barak pursued the chariots and the army to Harosheth-Hagoyim. All the army of Sisera fell by the sword, and no one was left. Now verse 17, Now Sisera had fled away on foot to the tent of Jael, wife of Heber the Kenite, for there was peace between King Jabin of Hazor and the clan of Heber the Kenite. So we have the king and his general, we have the prophetess and her general, we have this other guy, Heber, and his wife, Jael. And this other guy is kind of friends with the king. So Sisera says, okay, I'm going to run off to this other guy because they've got a peace treaty going on, or at least they're good, between Heber and King Jabin. So he goes to the tent of Jael, wife of Heber, because the tents are run by the women of the clan of Heber the Kenite. Jael came out to meet Sisera and said to him, Turn aside, my lord, turn aside to me, have no fear. So he turned aside to her into the tent, and she covered him with a rug. Then he said to her, Please give me a little water to drink, for I'm thirsty. So she opened a skin of milk and gave him a drink and covered him. He said to her, Stand at the entrance of the tent, and if anybody comes and asks you, Is anyone here? Say no. So the Israelites have completely routed Sisera and all his troops and all the chariots. They're chasing after the chariots. They're slaughtering everybody. But the head guy, Sisera, has jumped down from his chariot, has run away on foot, is hiding out in this tent that is owned and run by Jael, wife of Heber the Kenite, who is friends with King Jabin. You're with me, right? So he's going to get some sleep. He's going to get some rest. Verse 21, But Jael, wife of Heber, took a tent peg, and took a hammer in her hand, and went softly to him, and drove the peg into his temple until it went down into the ground. All right, we're talking a big tent. So if you've ever been to the circus and they have those huge stakes, we're talking a big tent peg. It's not a little peg, it's a big thing. She drives it through his temple and nails him to the ground. He was lying fast asleep from weariness, and he died. Then as Barak came in pursuit of Sisera, Jael went to meet him and said to him, "Come, I'll show you the man whom you are seeking." So he went into her tent, and there was Sisera lying dead with a tent peg in his temple. So on that day God subdued King Jabin of Canaan before the Israelites. Then the hand of the Israelites bore harder and harder on King Jabin of Canaan until they destroyed King Jabin of Canaan. So way back when Deborah had said to Barak, I'm going to go back. It's not for your glory. The Lord will sell Sisera into the hand of a woman. She's not referring to herself. She's saying that who killed Sisera? It wasn't Barak. It was Jael, the woman who killed him. So he's like, I'll come with you, but you're not going to get the glory. This other woman got the glory. Chapter 5. And normally we would stop now at 2 chapters, but this is the Song of Deborah. So we heard the story version, and now we hear the poetical version of what just happened. Then Deborah and Barak, son of Abinoam, sang on that day, saying, When the locks are long in Israel, when the people offer themselves willingly, bless the Lord. Hear, O kings, give ear, O princes, to the Lord I will sing. I will make melody to the Lord, the God of Israel. Lord, when you went out from Seir, when you marched from the region of Edom, the earth trembled and the heavens poured. The clouds indeed poured water. The mountains quaked before the Lord, the one of Sinai, before the Lord, the God of Israel. In the days of Shamgar, son of Anath, in the days of Jael, caravans ceased and travelers kept to the byways. The peasantry prospered in Israel, and they grew fat on plunder, because you arose, Deborah, arose as a mother in Israel. When new gods were chosen, then war was in the gates. Was shield or spear to be seen among 40,000 in Israel? My heart goes out to the commanders of Israel, who offered themselves willingly among the people. Bless the Lord. Tell of it, you who ride on white donkeys, you who sit on rich carpets, and you who walk by the way. To the sound of musicians at the watering places, there they repeat the triumphs of the Lord, the triumphs of his peasantry in Israel. Then down to the gates march the people of the Lord. Awake, awake, utter a song. Arise, Barak, lead away your captives, O son of Abinoam. Then marched down the remnant of the noble. The people of the Lord marched down for him against the mighty. From Ephraim they set out into the valley, following you, Benjamin, with your kin. From Machir marched down the commanders. From Zebulun, those who bear the marshal's staff. The chiefs of Issachar came with Deborah. Issachar, faithful to Barak, into the valley they rushed out at his heels. Among the clans of Reuben there were great searchings of heart. Why did you tarry among the sheepfolds to hear the piping for the flocks? Among the clans of Reuben there were great searchings of heart. Gilead stayed beyond the Jordan, and Dan, why did he abide with the ships? Asher sat still along at the coast of the sea, settling down by his landings. Zebulun is a people that scorned death, Naphtali too, on the heights of the field. The kings came, they fought, then fought the kings of Canaan. So they're saying that Zebulun and Naphtali, those two tribes, sent people, and all the rest of them stayed home. And they fought the kings. Then the kings came, they fought the kings of Canaan. At Tanakh by the waters of Megiddo, they got no spoils of silver. The stars fought from the heaven, from their courses they fought against Sisera. The torrent Kishon swept them away. The onrushing torrent, the torrent Kishon, march on my soul with might. This is a song. It'd be probably even better to music. I'm trying to make it at least sound like a song. Then loud beat the horse's hooves with the galloping of his steeds. Curse Meroz, says the angel of the Lord, curse bitterly its inhabitants, because they did not come to the help of the Lord, against the mighty. Most blessed of women be Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite. Of tent-dwelling women most blessed. He asked for water, and she gave him milk. She brought him curds in a lordly bowl. She put her right hand to the tent peg, and her right hand she put her hand to the tent peg, and her right hand to the workman's mallet. She struck Sisera a blow, she crushed his head, she shattered and pierced his temple. He sank, he fell, he lay still at her feet. At her feet he sank, he fell. Where he sank, there he fell dead. And of course, this is poetical. This is a song. He was already laying on the ground when she nailed him. So to say he fell is to say he died. It's poetic. Out of the window she peered. It's a tent, so there's not actually a window. Again, it's poetry. It's a song. Out of the window still, this is not the tent because I'm saying this is a different person. Out of the window she peered. The mother of Sisera gazed through the lattice. Why is his chariot so long in coming? Why tarry the hoofbeats of his chariots? Her wisest ladies make answer. Indeed, she answers the question herself. Are they not finding and dividing the spoil? A girl or two for every man. Spoil of dyed stuffs for Sisera. Spoil of dyed stuffs embroidered. 2 pieces of dyed work embroidered for my neck as spoil. So perish all your enemies, O Lord. But may your friends be like the sun as it rises in its might. And the land had rest for 40 years. So with the spoil, they're talking about spoil of dyed stuffs, embroidered work. As we said yesterday or the day before, cloth is very expensive. To make cloth, you have to grow the flax or shear the wool. You have to cord it and spin it and then weave it. And then after you weave it, shape it and then embroider it. It's a lot of work. And so when they do any kind of battle, you steal the gold, steal the silver, steal the clothing, steal the cloth, steal the people, steal the animals. That's all spoils for the war that they get to keep. So this entire chapter was a big song, and it's just a rejoicing, hey, we've won. And not only have we won, but yay Zebulun and yay Naphtali, because they're the ones who really went out. And yay Jael, who put a tent peg through this guy's head. And then, Jael's mother is saying, we're not Jael's mother, Sisera's mother, where is Sisera? Where did he go? He's not coming back, honey. So, normally we would not have read 3 chapters, but they go together, and Judges is actually kind of a fun book to read through. Some of it's awful. I mean, absolutely awful, but some of these stories are so wonderful because, yes, women can be judges and women can nail pet sticks through people's heads and change the course of history. And now may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord look at you with favor and give you peace. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Like, subscribe, comment. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great day.